Alright, welcome back to Mass Effect. Up ahead, Matriarch Benezia lays in wait, and the rest of Noveria is finally done with. Although there are certain parts of the Noveria area that I guess I don't remember the order they came in. Now, the question is going to be whether or not there's going to be a choice that I can make after this battle is over.
Liara's here because she wants to be, not because
And I'm still not entirely sure what I want to do. I know if I go one way, it'll affect Mass Effect 3.
That you're insane? Evil? Should I explain how to kill you? What could I say?
But I don't believe it's the right choice.
Few humans have. I can't believe you'd kill your own daughter.
I now realize I should have been stricter with her.
So she freezes Commander Shepard, but everybody else is still good. In theory. The camera doesn't exactly show any of the party members. Let's boost everybody's shields. And I still flop to the floor anyway. Good. And I flop to the floor again. Oh no. The Geth. And bring back my barrier. Nope. Use my long-range shotgun. Let's see, I have a singularity I can do. Oh. There was still some Geth to fight. And now there's more Geth. I should throw a grenade. Damn it! Alright, Tali's dead, but I seem to be doing a little bit better off. So her sacrifice is not in vain. And
this is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
The Rachni didn't cooperate with you. Why should I?
yeah, it's kind of pointless to kind of create an alien army just if they're not going to follow him.
You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
Why are you able to break free of his control now?
I sealed a part of my mind away from the indoctrination, saving it for a moment when I could help destroy him.
How does one seal their mind? Or at least partially? Like, the idea of having this kind of inner self that you can retreat to sounds cool, but it sounds kind of tricky too. But I guess this is a world in which people can use magic in space, so...
So you could turn on me again.
Yes, but it would not be my will, Shepard. People are not
That order of
themselves
dialogue
innocent.
didn't quite work so well, because it's like, it doesn't really expect you to say that,
The key is
to like
sovereign
ask what
satisfaction.
changed.
It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
Sovereign's not like other ships. Where did it come from?
I cannot say. The Geth did not build it. Its technology is far more advanced than that of any known species. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words pour into you.
You know, I suppose I should have taken it as a clue when playing the game the first time. Its technology is greater than any known
Sent me
species.
here to find the location of the Mu relay. Its position was lost thousands of years ago.
So if it's not a technology created by any known species, then who's left? Now, notice they also didn't say that it's Prothean in origin, either. Because they would recognize Prothean technology. How do you
How does
lose a
something that
relay?
big go missing?
4,000 years ago, a star nearby went supernova. The shockwave propelled the relay out of its system, but did not damage it. Its precise vector and speed are impossible to determine. As millennia passed, the nebula created by the nova enveloped the relay. It is difficult to find any cold object in interstellar space, particularly something swathed in hot dust and radiation.
Someone on Noveria found it?
2,000
Ah, they're hoping to go to the Rachni to have some sort of memory as to which direction the relay might have gone to. Although this essentially means that this mission and the Pharos mission are very similar.
I took the location of the relay from the Queen's mind. I was not gentle.
In which case, they're finding old creatures that have existed for millennia and acquiring some sort of knowledge to acquire the Mass Effect MacGuffin.
How did the Rachni find it?
They searched patiently. They are territorial creatures, driven to close any possible way into their systems.
Why does Saren need the Mu relay?
He believes it will lead him to the conduit. I would tell you more if I could, but Saren did not share his counsel with me. I was merely a servant to his cause.
You can still make it right. Give me the information.
I was not myself, but I should have been stronger. I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please.
And it's very convenient.
Knowing the relay's coordinates is not enough. Do you know where he planned to go from there?
Saren wouldn't tell me his destination. But you must find out quickly. I transmitted the coordinates to him before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should. You should.
Mother! Don't leave! Fight him!
You've always made me proud, Liara. Die.
Yep, and there she goes. Let's... Barrier... Oh no, Tally, you will be missed. Damn it. Everybody will be missed. When I die... Unity.
Good to go, Shepard.
Heal. Okay.
I cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
Hold on. We've got Metagel. Maybe we can...
No. He is still in my mind. I am not entirely myself. I never will be again.
Well, we could always sedate you and keep you sedated until Saren is killed.
Good night, Little Wing. I will see you again with the dawn.
Little Wing? Does anybody ever call her...
They always said there would be a...
It's a good thing that her boobs were not outlined in shadow. And once more, the ancient creature has a method of speaking to Commander Shepard through an Asari. They seem to be choice vessels for communication for ancient beings.
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
I don't understand
Your
you.
way of communicating is strange. Flat. It does not color the air. When we speak, one moves all. We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touchings of thought. We pluck the strings,
You know,
and the other
so I was thinking in regards to the
She
Mass
is
Effect
weak
series,
to urging.
um,
She has colors we have no names for. But she is ending. Her music is bittersweet. It is beautiful. The children we birthed were
like,
stolen from
after
us
Mass Effect
before they
3,
could learn to sing.
they weren't entirely
They are
sure,
lost to
or it's
silence.
clear they weren't entirely sure where they're going to
their
go from that.
suffering,
And then Mass
they
Effect
cannot be
Andromeda
saved.
kind of like,
They
it
will only
avoids
cause
progression.
harm as they are.
By moving the story into a completely different universe. I was thinking it would be interesting if instead of if they didn't know how to go forward with the Commander Shepard storyline, they could have easily just gone backwards to the Rachni Wars, which would essentially also mean that there would be no humans involved, meaning you would have to play as an alien character. Which would also be kind of interesting in itself, considering, like, every game has been about human characters, or you're playing as. Even one in which you're going off to the stars to create this universe for everybody. Again, you're still limited to the human characters. So there's story that they could actually mess around with that doesn't necessarily affect the future canon. It doesn't affect the status of Commander Shepard, because it happened thousands of years ago. But would probably still make, like, the Rachni Wars would probably still make for very dramatic storytelling. Especially when you get to the point in which people have to decide on the genophage.
I don't understand. Why are your children killing people?
These needlemen, they stole our eggs from us. They sought to turn our children into beasts of war, claws with no songs of their own. Our elders are comfortable with silence. Children know only fear if no one sings to them. Fear has shattered their minds.
I understand.
Their minds
A child
are
left alone in
shattered
a
by
closet
fear.
until she is 16 would not be sane.
If you're sure they can't be saved.
It is lamentable, but necessary. Do what you must. Before you deal with our children, we stand before you. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
Look, those tanks? Acid. Strong enough to kill anything, no matter its biology. They wouldn't have installed that if they weren't afraid of the consequences of her getting loose.
They made a mistake. They let the Krogan go too far. This is a chance for us to atone. She has done nothing to us.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return our people to the silence of memory.
What do you
If I
plan
let
to
you live, would
do
you
if
attack other
you're
races
gonna
again?
go off?
No, I do not know what happened in the war. We only heard discordance, songs the color of oily shadows. We would seek a hidden place to teach our children harmony. If they understand, perhaps we would return.
Are you a survivor from the war? A clone?
We do not know. We were only an egg, hearing Mother cry in our dreams. A tone from space hushed one voice after another. It forced the singers to resonate with its own sour yellow note. Then we awoke in this place, the last echo of those who came out from the singing planet. The sky is silent.
Now, if I kill them now, that takes care of a problem later on. But if I don't kill them now, that leads to a section in Mass Effect 3.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
You will give us the chance to compose anew? We will remember. We will sing of your forgiveness to our children.
And then it launches out into space. Oh no, it just leaves through the front door, or back door, or side door. So, like, I would say the best solution is to destroy the Rachni. But it's not the most interesting solution in regards to the progression of the storyline. So, they get to live. In case I ever get around to doing a Mass Effect 3 LP. But that is way down the road. I'd have to actually get through Mass Effect 2 as well, so... Alright, so now... So this elevator is the one that I was thinking of. Oh, I probably should save my game. There's a very specific spot in the game that I had forgotten about. Like, I thought it was before the battle against the Matriarch, but apparently it's after. So we shall do it now. We'll go down to the hot labs, which is, I suppose, a bit of a misnomer, considering this lab is built within the ice. I forget why they call it the hot labs. Yaroslav Tartakovsky.
Are you here to secure the situation?
How are you holding up?
You must listen to me. If we do not contain our mistake, they will drop bombs from the battle stations. You understand?
You let these things out?
I am only following the orders. Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Rachni's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
Huh.
1,000-year-old egg hatched?
Yes. Very tough to be so long frozen. That it
Also,
survived the centuries. This
very
is
much a
miraculous.
nice alien reference.
Binary Helix planned to clone Rachni, mass produce them, create an army. But when they get here, they find this egg is not a common Rachni. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the babies to be obedient.
Also, I don't know why it took me this long to make the alien reference in regards to the Rachni. You have got this race of aliens. You just find a bunch of eggs sitting around, minding their own business. You got your queen alien. And then you've got the company trying to make them into weapons.
Hold on. Don't you need a male to get eggs?
Queens are born carrying the genetic code of their fathers. Eggs are carried away from the colony to hatch alone. Queens can lay eggs in hours and have a colony in days. This is how they spread so quickly.
Separating them from their mother didn't work.
This was exactly the wrong thing to do.
Truly, they are the Norman Bates of
Without a queen,
alien
Rachni
species.
do not develop properly. Her mind is shaping theirs. These Rachni are uncontrollable.
Then all we need to do is bring her here.
No, I am sorry, but this will not work. These Rachni are beyond saving. It is a sad thing, but they must be euthanized. I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
I'm not familiar with the purge system.
It creates
the purge system, what happens is one day of the year, murder is legal, and you can kill as many Rachni as you want.
How do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira destruct.
I like how he says the twice. Oh no! This is one sneaky alien who was easily defeated. Now, unfortunately, I believe he was about to say I'm going to enter the codes.
Connecting. I have full access to the facility and am at your disposal.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Who would have the code?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky, or any executive officer of Binary Helix.
I suppose I should check his
We're
body.
moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
Or I have to leave, talk to an executive person. Oh, there we go. Obtain purge codes. They were just on his person.
Online. How can I help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Code input 875020079. Code Omega local execution.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
120 seconds is a good amount of time to get out, but they are also bad guys. So, actually, I shouldn't bother with shields because they can just hit through them. And I completely missed. But hopefully that singularity will help. Or that singularity will only cause the frame rate to just crap itself out. Ah, heal up. Oh my god. What is this? I think this is going at like single digits. Oh, jeez. This is too much going on screen. Can't handle it. Okay. So I guess 120 seconds was long enough. But notice all the fake red dots on the radar? And that doesn't go anywhere, which leaves me to take the tram. And I will be finished with Novaria. Which took a little bit longer than I expected, but again, Novaria is a little bit of a maze, too. It's not your typical linear structure. It actually does have multiple choices in regards to how you want to proceed. You can go in guns blazing, or you could go in the back route. But you have to work your way to go one way or the other. Like an elevator, while traveling by train, you can't sit down and get comfortable. You have to stand up straight and look directly forward at all times.
What's our next move, Commander? Head for the Mu relay?
The Mu relay could link to dozens of systems. Unless we know exactly where Saren's going, we'd just be wasting our time.
The commander is right. We cannot rush off blind. We still need to learn more about Saren.
Who put you in charge? Did the commander resign when I wasn't looking?
We're all on the same team here, Williams. She's just trying to help.
Sorry, Commander.
It's okay. You can get away with this one,
We're all on edge.
because in a matter of time you will be dead.
Crew dismissed.
Novaria report is away, Commander. You want me to patch you through to the Council?
Yeah.
Patch him through, Joker.
Setting up the link now, Commander.
Is this report accurate, Commander? You found Rachni on Novaria?
And then released the Queen. Do you have any idea what you've done? How many generations until they overrun the galaxy?
This Queen is different. She understands why her kind had to be wiped out last time around.
Does she understand?
You're right, Shepard. My children's children will pay the price if you're not.
We'll be waiting for your next report, Commander.
Dr. Tassoni. Commander?
I've been flirting too much with Kaidan.
This is a rather awkward situation.
I'm not trying to make anyone uncomfortable. I'm just trying to figure out where I stand.
They just want to know who Commander Shepard is going to bone. I knew this was gonna happen.
I should have seen this coming.
I am afraid it was inevitable. I may not know much about human relationships, but I understand the concept of jealousy.
I'm not jealous. I'm confused. I thought we had something, ma'am. I didn't realize that you were well, that you prefer other women.
I am not exactly a woman, Lieutenant. My species only has one gender.
Yeah, but you look... All right, Shepard. Make a choice. If you're not serious about me, it'll hurt, but I'll get over it. But until you tell me, I can't get over it.
Can't I have you both? Nope. Sorry, Kaidan. Liara is just too hot.
But Liara's the one
in comparison.
I'll be fine, Commander. We're just friends. I understand. I hope things work out for you two. I've got a lot of work to do, Commander. Mission reports, that kind of thing. You know how it is.
I gotta go calibrate.
I feel bad for him, Shepard. I hope he'll be okay.
I'll go talk with him in a while. Give him a chance to cool down.
I suppose you're right. I am sorry you were put in this position, but I'm glad you chose me. I don't believe we should continue this discussion here in the comm room, Shepard. You know where to find me if you want to have a more private conversation.
And once again, as usual, mission is complete. Talk to the crew. Let's see if Joker's got anything to say. He's kind of like that side character that like became really, really popular in between Mass Effect 1 and 2.
Boy, am I glad to be off of Novaria. I don't know which was worse, the cold or the corporations. One will freeze your balls off, the other will sell them out from under you. With all due respect, Commander.
I have to go.
Alright, see ya.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, why, what, you seem happy?
Good to see you smiling again.
So to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
I should go.
See you later.
Okay, so Tali had absolutely nothing to say. Although apparently she's sleeping better. Although I suppose you could say that you can acclimate to a lot of conditions. Does Garrus have anything to say, or is he busy calibrating his weapons?
Good to see you.
You've been with C-Sec a while. Have you seen much action?
Well, not as much as you, but yeah, I've seen some interesting things.
I bet you have. Anything in particular that stands out?
I remember this Solarian geneticist I was sent to investigate. That case was a bit disturbing.
After going to a couple of Comic-Cons, that seems to be the most generic question a person can ask someone at a panel. Did you have any interesting stories? Because usually they're dealing with something that they did like 10 to 20 years ago, and over a long span of time. So it's like, can you pick anything from your career? Anything at all?
What happened? Why were you investigating him?
I was tasked with tracking black market trade on the Citadel. Most of it harmless, nothing I needed to pursue. But during the course of my investigation, I noticed an increase in the trade of body parts, organs mostly. We usually get a few of those, but not the numbers I was seeing. We weren't sure if there was a new black market lab or if some freak was harvesting organs from citizens.
So what was it?
Both, actually. But it took us a while to figure that out.
What did you find?
Figure out what was happening.
First, we got a hold of a sample and ran DNA tests. The weird thing was, the match led us to a Turian who was still alive and was very convinced he'd never lost his liver. After a bit of digging, I discovered this Turian worked briefly for Dr. Salion, the geneticist. So I went to his lab hoping to find evidence of cloned organ development, but there was nothing. No Solarian hearts, no Turian livers, not one Krogan testicle.
Not one Krogan testicle. Like you would have expected to find at least a dozen.
You're kidding, right? Why would anyone want Krogan testicles?
Some Krogan believe that testicle transplants can increase their virility, counteract the effects of the genophage. It doesn't work, but that doesn't stop them from buying. They'll pay up to 10,000 credits each. That's 40,000 for a full set.
I.e., Krogans have 4 testicles. So what did you do?
The geneticist.
I brought in some of his employees for interrogation to see if I could get them to talk. While I was interviewing one of them, I came across something suspicious.
Oh my god. Alright, so Garrus is being like the most clickbaity in this conversation. Like every sentence he gives, like always kind of hangs at the end. Be like, I was interrogating these witnesses, and you'll never guess what I found out next.
You mean threatening? Was that really necessary?
Maybe, maybe not. Either way, it paid off. One of my detainees started bleeding profusely during the interview. We offered to patch him up, and he got frantic, freaked out. I ordered a full exam to find out what was going on. Our medics found incisions all over his body, some of them fresh. That was our big break. These people weren't just Dr. Salion's employees. They were test tubes. Walking, living test tubes.
He was growing parts inside these people?
Exactly. He cloned their organs right inside their own bodies. Then he harvested them and sold them off. Most of the victims were poor. He'd pay them each a small percentage of the sales, but only if the organs were good. Sometimes sometimes an organ wouldn't grow properly, so he'd just leave it in them. Most of them were a mess, but only on the inside, hidden so nobody could see it.
Yeah, this story sounds like an X-Files episode, but not one of the mainline ones. One of like the separate ones. What?
Why not? What the hell happened?
He ran, blew his lab, grabbed some of his employees, and headed for the nearest space dock. By the time I found out, his ship was already leaving. He threatened to kill his hostages if we tried to stop him.
But you went after him anyway, right?
I ordered Citadel Defense to shoot him down, but CSEC headquarters countermanded my order. They were worried about the hostages, worried about civilian casualties if the ship was destroyed so close to the Citadel.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I told them those hostages were dead anyway.
And yes, they were dead anyway.
They wouldn't listen.
Well, you can't get them all.
No, but letting him get away like that. All they had to do was disable that ship, stop him from running. Maybe the hostages die, maybe they don't, but at least we stopped the bastard responsible for it all.
I suppose I can see both sides. But what's done is done.
I suppose. Can't waste too much time worrying about it now. Just wish I could have stopped him. That's all.
Do you have any idea what happened to Dr. Salian?
I sent out feelers from time to time, hoping to find something. I thought I'd found him a while back. He changed ships and changed his name to Dr. Hart, his idea of a joke, I guess. I told the military, but they weren't convinced it was him. I got the transponder frequency for his new ship, but I just can't get anyone to check it out.
Oh.
I'll check out the coordinates when I get a chance.
I was hoping you'd say that, but Commander, take me with you when you go. If it's Salion, I'm gonna be there when you find him.
Alright, yeah. That's a good thing we talked to him. Interesting story, and a mission.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure, if you have time. Figured you'd be busy with tactical briefings.
And all that blue
Don't
light.
know what I think about us attacking today, of all days. Kind of an ill omen.
What I think about us attacking today.
You mean on the anniversary of the First Contact War?
The end of it, yeah. My family always marks it. I'm the only Williams here. I guess you'd be the only other one interested in it.
Seems like an odd thing to celebrate. That was 26 years ago.
In our family, it's not really a celebration, more like an obligation. Don't tell me you don't know about my family. My commanders always find out. It's not in my files or something?
There's almost nothing in your files. Technical scores and a list of crap assignments.
There's a reason for the crap assignments.
Because my
I'm
parents.
Williams' granddaughter, the commander of the Shanxi garrison in the war. The only human ever to surrender to an alien race.
Don't tell me you're blamed for that.
Not formally. Dad got passed for promotion over and over. And I think my record merits more than garrison duty in a backwater agri-colony.
Although your presence on the backwater colony was fortuitous.
Anyway, I'm not gonna let our name go down with Arnold and Quisling. Granddad deserved better than that.
He refused to sacrifice his men just to save face for humanity. You planning to throw yourself on a sword to save face for him?
Would it make a difference? He's gone now. Dad's gone too. And who would it impress? I'll never be good enough for the Alliance. So now you know. Gonna kick me off the ship, Skipper?
We need you, so no. Of course not, so no. And you're valuable, so no. Why give me 3 options?
You're a valuable part of my crew, Williams. If I want an opinion from the head, I go to Alenko. When I want one from the heart, I go to you.
I also play a mean game of pool. But anyway, I've got things to do before we land. I'm sure you do too.
Dismissed, Chief.
Ma'am?
I wonder if, I forget if Rex says anything about the fact that I released the,
Why
Rachni.
did you become a mercenary?
He says nothing. Like...
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
Why not stay?
Why did you get a job, sir? Well, you see, I needed money.
I had to leave.
What happened?
I was betrayed. I was head of a small tribe. We were trying to restore order after the war, but the other tribes were against us. They followed Jared, one of the few warlords who survived the war with the Turians. But he was old, and so were his ideas.
He believed that
he wanted to continue the war. He wanted us to fight
$5 footlongs from Subway
each other
would cure the genophage.
As long as we were fighting.
What did you want?
I just wanted Jared to shut up, to stop his ranting. I wanted him to stop leading the tribes astray. But he couldn't understand how much things had changed. We didn't have the numbers to go to war. Even if we did, the genophage made sure we couldn't replenish our numbers fast enough. I told them all to forget about war. We needed to focus on breeding, at least for one generation. And for a while, we were getting through. Some of the tribes started coming around.
Like, you'd think that would be an easy thing to focus on. Hey guys, we need to get together and just focus on sex.
No, he didn't.
For at least one generation.
Crush with the tribes. A meeting on neutral ground. He wanted to talk.
A crush.
We met at the Hollows, near the graves of our ancestors. The skulls of our dead laid bare to remind us where we come from, and where we all go.
Or they could also focus on curing the genophage, which I believe they tried to do, but they could easily try harder.
Sounds like a trap to me. You must have suspected as much.
I did. But when your father invites you to a crush, well...
Jared from Subway was his father.
Jared was your father?
He was. Until that day.
Then on that day, he stopped being his father.
But we didn't get anywhere. When it was clear that I wouldn't join him...
And is this where he gets his scars?
Men leapt from the graves of our ancestors like Krogan undead. The few that were loyal to me died quickly. I escaped with my life, but not before I sank my dagger deep into my father's chest. That is why I left, and that's why I'll never go back.
So long, Rex.
Shepard.
And now we've got a couple people to talk to here. Let's start with Caden.
Anything you need, Commander?
Just trying to get a sense of where the crew's at. Thoughts?
I didn't figure you'd have time to talk with all that's going on.
I've always got time for my crew.
Who want to read about the Thorian.
The paperwork will keep. Something on your mind?
I'm just looking for an ear. That a briefing wasn't the right place to say how ridiculous this is. Seems like every other race in the galaxy is wrapped up in their own problems. They don't want to see what's coming.
And actually, before we go on, I don't remember if I mentioned this, but we don't, like, with all the galaxies, with all the races in the galaxies, we go to their homeworlds eventually, but we don't see their homeworlds before they're basically a mess of destruction. Which I guess is something we missed out on in the Mass Effect series. Like, there's the transition from Mass Effect 1 to 2, which I guess kind of makes more sense because, like, the universe isn't being actively destroyed completely at the beginning of that game. And it also kind of follows, like, what happens to Commander Shepard after Part 1. Whereas Part 3 just feels like it's kind of, like, rushed in. Like the intro of the game kind of just shoves the main enemy, like, oh, yep, they're here now. It feels like they could have used a couple more Mass Effects to lead to that point. To kind of build up to that story.
Sounds like human nature to me.
Yeah, I guess some things carry across species well enough. I should remember that after what happened with Vernus.
Like they needed an Empire Strikes Back to lead to Return of the Jedi. And they didn't really have that.
I think you'd carry a grudge over the crap you took from Vernus.
Before I met Vernus, I knew as much as any other civilian. Aliens were weird, superior, and tried to tell us what to do. I mean, it's only been 26 years since first contact. That's not a lot of time to understand them. It was Vernus who made me see how human aliens are. They're not different or special. They're jerks and saints, just like us. Hell, by the time I got payback, I didn't even want it anymore.
Truly, the result of discovering diversity is realizing that everybody has the potential to be stupid. And everybody has the potential to be great.
I don't see you snapping very easily. What finally did it?
He hurt Rana, broke her arm. She reached for a glass of water instead of pulling it biotically. She just wanted a drink without getting a nosebleed, you know? Like an idiot, I stood up. Didn't know what I was gonna do, just something. And Vernus lost it. Beat the crap out of me. Kept shouting how they should have bombed us back to the Stone Age. And that's when the knife came up. A military-issue talon, right in my face. I cut loose. Full biotic kick right in the teeth. Almost as strong as I can manage now. But at 17, that's something.
You wanted to help a girl you cared for. That's a noble thing.
Maybe my intentions were noble, but I lost control. I killed him, Shepard. Snapped his neck. They probably could have saved him if they got him to an infirmary quick enough, but they didn't.
They could have saved him from getting his neck snapped?
Was shut down. Kinetics folded a couple of years later. So, yeah, maybe I hated that Tyrion. I mean, if one ass was enough to judge a whole race, I'd hate humans too.
A reasonable stance. Keep that level head and we'll do fine.
Staying reasonable is about all we've got left. Everyone else in this galaxy seems to have gone out of their minds. Present company accepted, of course.
Nope. It's nice of them to refill my locker with weapons I'll never use.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
I should go.
Dr. Chakwas, I believe, also gets a better role in the sequels. For now, though, she's got nothing.
If you are here to talk about Benezia's death, you need not bother. She brought it upon herself.
Don't pretend it doesn't bother you. She was your mother.
She was. But she was not. I prefer to remember Benezia as she used to be, before she was corrupted by Sovereign's power.
Yeah.
I blame Saren, and if I were you, I'd want revenge.
We have enough reason to stop Saren. I do not need to add revenge to the list.
Yeah, but that's okay. You can add it anyway.
I have chosen mine. I am with you until the end, Shepard.
I like talking with you, Liara, no matter what the subject.
You have been very understanding with me, Shepard. Very patient. I appreciate that. I know there are some strange beliefs about my people. I am familiar with the legend of Asari promiscuity, but those rumors have little basis in fact.
Asari are actually huge prudes.
It is a very deep and spiritual exchange. We do not enter lightly into a union.
You make it sound almost mystical.
A true union goes far beyond an ordinary melding. It is a connection that transcends the physical universe.
So basically it's the sex scene from Demolition Man.
Merge, identities intertwine. Memories and emotions weave themselves together, becoming entangled in a single, rapturous whole. It is unlike any other experience. In some cases, it can be a truly life-changing event.
You Asari can live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner grows old and dies?
Some unions are a single encounter between two willing individuals, but there are cases where an Asari and her partner choose to remain together. When that happens, we do not focus on the inevitable loss. Instead, we enjoy the time we are given. And even after a partner has passed on, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
It sounds amazing. Are you saying...
No. Oh, no. I am not very good at this, am I? I'm
Nope,
sorry, Shepard.
you're not,
I am
but that's
trying
okay.
to explain why I have been so reserved. The union is more than just sex. It is the lifeblood of my species.
Now, one thing I didn't necessarily understand is whether the union was required for sex, though it appears that based on Mass Effect Andromeda, it is not. It is basically just like the next level. Like you upgraded your sex to include the union.
I want you to be absolutely sure about this, Liara.
I am only 106, barely an adult by Asari standards, and I spend most of my time absorbed in my research. I never really thought about it, not until I met you. You are very special to me, Shepard. But with all that's happened, Saren, the Geth, the Reapers...
So basically, does this mean that Liara is a 106-year-old virgin? I think they could make a movie about that.
These are dark times, Liara. Maybe once all this is over.
I'm glad you understand, Shepard. There is too much at stake. We need to put aside our personal feelings and focus on stopping Saren. I wish it did not have to be that way. But we all have to make sacrifices. Let's talk about something else.
I should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Alright, talk to everybody. Now the only remaining thing to do is travel to Vermeer, although I suppose I did pick up a couple side missions. Find Dr. Salian over in the Kepler Verge in the Herschel system. And then head to Vermeer, which is the last step to finding the conduit, and the last step to the return of the Reapers. Thank you for watching. If you've still got the itch for more content, why not give one of those links a try? Got some questions or comments? You can comment down below or send it on over to itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. That's itsoundedgoodonpaper@gmail.com. In the meantime, so long, folks.